All right, it looks like we are reacting to a new mixtape tonight because J. Cole has decided to drop a new mixtape called Birthday Blizzard. This is going to serve as an appetizer to his long anticipated album, The Fall Off, which is slated to release on February 6th. If you don't know, January 28th is J. Cole's birthday. At the time of me recording this, it is January 27th. So this also serves as a bit of a birthday celebration for J. Cole. But, this is an appetizer for the fall off. We got Diss 2, Track 2 a few weeks ago, a song where he told the story of his life in reverse. I thought it was an interesting concept. Also, kind of a throwback to Nas's Rewind. If you're like a big hip hop head and kind of know some of the classics like that. It gave me like flashbacks to that, but I think it was even more detailed because he's going from the end of his life all the way back to the beginning. And it set the stage for what I'm hoping is a really interesting album in the fall off where he really tests his lyrical ability in a lot of different ways. Hopefully he's testing it storytelling wise. Obviously, we know he's coming with the bars, we know he's coming with the flows. Hopefully the production's great. But this, from my understanding, is going to be a mixtape of he's basically remixing older beats. I saw a snippet on Instagram where he was doing the I think it was Victory. Basically, it's like the Junior Mafia Bad Boy. I first heard it on the Fight Night 2 soundtrack with Biggie Smalls on it. Classic beat. I think that's what he's got. There's a full playthrough track on the website because you had to go to a website you had to purchase for $1. So I'm just gonna play it all through on the 11-minute thing, and I'm gonna pause between the tracks, give you my opinions on it. And I'm just kind of curious to see where J. Cole goes with this because obviously over the past few years he's done, he did the off season, kind of went away for a minute in preparation for what we thought was It's a Boy in the Fall Off, which I suspect It's a Boy comes out within the next like 2 to 4 days. I think that comes out before the fall off. I think we're getting a lot of J. Cole music over the next few days. But yeah, obviously, he did Might Delete Later, coincided with the Dreamville apology. Some people felt like, J. Cole lost his spot in the big three. And, maybe he did. I don't know if the concept of a big three even really works anymore right now. Um, and it just is what it is. I mean, at this point, he's a great rapper, and I'm just trying to enjoy his music for what it is. I don't care to think about like, oh, is he number one or number two or number three? And at the end of the day, it's art. It's if it sounds good, it sounds good. I'm gonna go back and keep listening to it. And as much as I love the debates on, like who's the best rapper, who's one and two and three, that doesn't need to be the conversation every time a rapper drops an album. We don't have to talk about Drake and Kendrick every time J. Cole comes out. Now, obviously, if J. Cole comes into this mixtape bringing it up a lot, naturally, that's going to be what's on my mind when he talks about it. And, I'm hoping that's not his attitude. Um, and if it is, I'm hoping he more so just gets it out of his system before the fall off. You know what I'm saying? If he needs to get it out of his system on this mixtape, if he needs to get it out of his system on It's a Boy, assuming that drops, I hope he does it then, and I hope the fall off isn't all about that. It doesn't need to be about that. Regardless if he's part of the big three or if he's the best rapper, he's still one of the greatest rappers to ever do it. He's got one of the best pen games. His ability to compound rhymes and come up with punchlines. He's got a really good voice. His flows are good. Beat selection, I wish at times could be a bit better. I haven't really enjoyed his beat selection much since 2014 Forest Hills Drive, and even then, some people might not like love the beat selection on that album, but to me, that just it sounds like a classic. But anyways, going to give this album a shot and get it pulled up, make sure I'm sharing the sound. Um Here we go. Full playthrough. 11 minutes and 38 seconds. I'll pause after each track. So the first one's gonna be Bronx Zoo Freestyle. Here we go.
DJ Clue, just a storm. We gonna set this shit off. You know how we do things. Word.
In the Ferrari, a lamb truck, switching wild lanes. Top down, screaming out them niggas all lame. Came up from the mud puddles, then it all changed. Living ghetto fab like my brother named Paul Kane. Somewhere along the way, I hate to say we lost shame. Grown men peddling gossip of all things. I remember when it was rapping, a ball playing. Now the bread and butter is yapping and parlaying.
I like what he's saying there. Um, about how, it's not about the skill. It used to be about rapping and ball playing, but now it's about the gossiping and the parlaying, kind of talking about how he maybe, kind of made a switch to like influencers, streamers, podcasters, and it's no longer the bars that are doing it anymore. Could that be shots to anybody? Maybe, maybe not. I don't want to speculate too much on it, but yeah, I agree with what he's saying there.
Aw man, your name's a big conversation. Max deals for Luka Doncic, lobbing and hating. Though nowadays you can make a grip commentating if you master two skills, either dick riding or hating. Just look around, the hating and the dick riding is blatant. Tell mama your ticket to finally lift out of her basement is found in one magical word, and it's engagement. And nothing brings that like drama. You might wanna. Personally, I don't write comments, I write commas. Withdrawals from pictures to pin draws to fall off. They wanna know if this is the end all, be all to this rap game. He's trained in CPR. I'm a whole new breed for those that wonder who he think he is. That thunder at night to wake up their sleepy heads. Just when you thought that your boy was completely dead, boom, walked out that tomb like Matthew said that Jesus did with the.
Okay, so he's just he kind of doubled down on what he was saying at the beginning, and then now it sounds like he's coming back into like a risen from the dead type of thing. Let me see if I could like back it up like 2 seconds. I don't think I can. But like he rose up from the tomb like Jesus did is what he's saying. So this is like a comeback song. I think he's acknowledged. I think he's at least alluding to what happened in 2024. So so far so good.
The whole game on his shoulders, not even straining to hold it. I can spin around my fingers and bowl it. When I write, it's like I'm guided by the angels I notice. It's like the ghost of Christopher Wallace and came in and wrote it. First name Jermaine and it's goaded. Never once his fame been a motive. Far from it, respect first. Next up, my net worth. The best verse belongs to the nigga that should live in a Bronx Zoo. I storm through on some King Kong shit. Long ding dong shit, pause. I rinsed off the sauce, y'all got lost in all this false floss and dog, it's exhausting, right? I hate these rapping like I'm Charleston White. Give authoritis to authors. It's hard to write as hard as the God does. Y'all toddlers to me. Stop bothering me. Young simple. Some niggas threw some hate my way, but only thing that they should say is Cole, you like a father to me. The top ain't really what I thought it would be. And so I jumped off it, landed back at the bottom, and restarted at a level where I wasn't regarded as much. Just to climb past them again and tell them all to keep up. I love it. Truly, I'm aging backwards. In the sandboxes, I played with trappers. The K's pop like Asian rappers. The bullets grazing afros, piercing through front doors and left holes in a baby mama's favorite bathroom.
A lot to unpack there. Um, First off, like that case pop like Asian rappers. That's a cool line. Even though, inherently, K-pop is K-pop, but I don't know if they have like a K-hip hop. So, it still works. I'm being a little bit nitpicky right there, but still I thought it was a clever line. Um, he's saying a lot. He's he's really saying a lot. Like I can't even keep up with everything he's saying right now. Um, yeah, I lost my train of thought, so we're just gonna keep playing.
Thank God no one was home. I'm so in the zone. Might wake up at 4 in the morning, start mowing alone. Discover the snakes, pull up to your place and going alone. Creep to your room, put 4 on your dome. If your girl scream, tell the queen, bitch, lower your tone. Hey, matter of fact, go on your phone, add me on IG. I used to be top seed. Apology dropped me way out of the top 3. No problem.
Okay, yeah, used to be top seed. Apology dropped me right out of the top three. Um, so yeah, I mean that's just him right there acknowledging what happened in April of 2024, saying, "Hey, I lost my spot, but here I go." And he he's really he's saying a lot. You know, he's kind of making reference to the Blueprint 2 album with the snakes will when the grass is cut, the snakes will show. You know, mowing the lawn, going you home. He's doing a fantastic job compounding these rhyme schemes, and he's setting the tone on where he's trying to go. And now that he's acknowledged the apology, I'm curious to see what else he has to say about it.
All of them probably my best when they doubt me. Watch me, watch me,
DJ Clue,
watch me.
to the storm.
DJ Clue.
J. Cole, J. Cole. DJ Clue, DJ Clue, to the storm, to the storm. And you know what? You know what? You know what?
Yeah, that's why I wanted to do the full playthrough because I saw DJ Clue was going to be on it. So I figured he would, you know, transition the things kind of, you know, in a similar way to what you would get from a Gangsta Grillz mixtape or really, you know, anything like that. The transitions are always smooth. It keeps like that DJ vibe going. I like the way he ended that track. He's got really good energy so far. And we're gonna see where he's going. He's making a statement right off the bat. He came in with the like I think it's Victory. I might be getting the name of that song wrong. I don't feel like looking it up, but I know it's like Junior Mafia, Bad Boy, Diddy, who we don't really want to talk about, and then obviously Notorious B.I.G. Fantastic, you know, classic beat, and he definitely did it justice. Golden Goose freestyle, that's next, and we're gonna see what more he has to say.
Cold of truth, got they throw the nooses. Grip never letting up, though they hope it loosens. Nah, I'm on top, you can't knock me off my spot. Fuck yachts, I won't stop till the boat's a cruise ship. To the whole world knows who got the gold acoustics. Only then will I split like I co-produced it. Lot of rappers make dough and be prone to lose it. For crumbs, dumb niggas so they sold illusion. Universal distribution, but I own the music. Best niggas still breathing, leaving no confusion. Hop on every nigga song, abuse it. Catch bodies for my own amusement. Niggas cheating and I won't excuse it. If I said it, then I wrote it, stupid. I'm a star like the logo on my shoes, but these ain't no Converses. Nah, girl, they golden gooses. A nice fella, but the flows is ruthless. And the culprit's 2-6, where the closest you get to hope is Hope Mills Road Cold. Has seen more beef than them folks at Roof Chris.
Okay, I mean, so far, you know, he's talking about owning his own music, universal distribution. He owns his music, so that's cool. Talking about owning his masters. Uh, if I spit it, I wrote it. Stupid. He said something along those lines. So basically, like, I write my own lyrics. So you know, that's interesting. You know, he's bringing that up, or I respect it. Definitely, I think rappers should write their own lyrics, especially if they're in, you know, that lyrical conversation. Obviously, if you're not in that conversation and your music isn't lyrically dense or really trying to say anything or be super clever, you know, maybe there's exceptions to it, but definitely if you're in the lane like J. Cole, you're gonna have some pride in writing your own rhymes. I've seen more beef than Ruth Chris. Obviously, you know, Ruth Chris is a steakhouse. I can't afford to go there. I don't even know if there's one near me. But so far he's interesting. I mean, I don't think he's going as hard as he was on that first track, but he's saying some interesting things. He's touching on some interesting topics. I don't know if the wordplay is necessarily there, if the flows is good, but still, you know, he's holding my interest. Absolutely.
Teach a man how to fish, and the lesson is this: without a pole, you're useless. Catch my drift? I'm swift on my toes, you doofus. And that's why the hoes that choose this, they like, can I kick it? Like they roll for Q-tip. Sure, but just know, baby, we don't open doors for Cupid or leave windows cracked. You been known that I'm worldwide. These niggas like a little known fact. They lack focus and they pause is putrid. From poison of all different sorts they using.
I'm well known. They like a little known fact. That's funny. Like it's not like I don't know. To me, that's just a really funny line. Like I've just never heard anybody say that. It's obviously like not that crazy of a line, but it was just kind of funny. I never heard that one.
If the streams say you're winning while your tours is losing. When the math ain't math, then of course you're juicing. That mean the bots is boosting. Cut the tough guy image, it is not conducive to breathing. Don't gamble with your life, cause the ops is cruising. Word to Mike Vick, your dog might get shot for losing.
That was an interesting string of lyrics. I mean, um, you're juicing, you're botting, your dog might get shot for losing. Don't gamble with your life. Drop the tough guy image. He said a lot there. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't wanna get into kind of my theory on what that could be speaking on, because it could be about anybody, but somebody certainly came to mind, but I don't want to have another one of those tired conversations. um I'm not interested in that.
And I don't like those eyes, so I stay in my lane. Despite every bit of dirt thrown my way, there'll never be a stain on my name. That's why I walk around dolly as if ain't nothing changed. Without a chain on my frame, niggas can never know the pain of Jermaine. But I can't name a thing that I ain't overcame. I despise my celebrity, I ain't into fame. Don't be silly, want the chili, similar to Usher Rain when he sang in the rain. Hey, money bring respect in this game, ain't it a shame how them things interchange?
DJ Glue.
That was a smooth transition. Now we're going into the Who Shot You beat. Really, really interesting. Um, as far as that one goes, I mean, he has some clever lines. I think the well-known fact, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Also, like the you could teach him how to fish, but the lesson is this: a pole is without a pole, you're useless. If you catch my drift, kind of fishing, but also, weapons, that kind of wordplay. But as far as like, I didn't think his flow was as crazy on this one, and I don't necessarily think the bars were like going wild, but I did think he was bringing up a lot of interesting topics on this, talking about owning your own music, writing your own lyrics, dropping the tough guy image, not gambling with your life, not botting. So I think he was touching on interesting things. I thought he sounded good on the beat. Um, I don't think he was going as stupid as he was on that opener, unfortunately. But still, I mean, it's solid. It ain't terrible. Winter Storm Freestyle, which is the Who Shot You beat.
New York City. New York City is crazy outside right now. It's cold as fuck.
DJ Glue,
New York, but it's beautiful. You know what I mean? It's beautiful. Just stay alive. That's the only thing. Yeah. Hey yo, scrap everything I was working on prior to the day the world decided to play. I got a brand new agenda. They trying to keep up with your boy Harley. Bitch, I feel like Lori Harvey. How I ran through them niggas. Now I'm
Okay, that was funny. First off, he said he scrapped everything he was working on. Well, I can't remember how he phrased that, but I mean, it sounded like he scrapped everything he was working on pre-apology and started new, which makes me very excited for what the fall off could hold. What fingers crossed, it's a boy could hold in a couple of days on that. Hopefully mixtape that exists. And yeah, that Lori Harvey line was pretty funny because she's been with a lot of actors and rappers. Uh, so good start.
back for the winter, trying to outdo myself. No chain on my neck, but got a palpable wealth. I grew up in the heat of the South, you could melt, cause the summer humidity enhances stupidity. Memes say I'm humble, but trust this humility's from witnessing violence and turned off utilities. No man that's rhyming can match my fluidity. I'm Mike Jordan, Ant Edwards, nigga, you kidding me? Cole gets older.
That was crazy. Um, Mike Jordan, Edwards, you kidding me? Because obviously there's that people joke around about Anthony Edwards being Michael Jordan's son, but also like Anthony Edwards had that issue with the baby mama, or I don't know how many there are, but like like the send me the video of her taking the medication that would I'm just being careful with my words because we're on YouTube right now. But you know if y'all know what I'm talking about, y'all know what I'm talking about. So he's being a lot more clever on this one. I'm a bit more impressed with the bar so far. Last thing he said I think was Cole gets younger or older. I can't remember.
But grows new abilities you didn't know. I'm Zeno with Goku agility. Come witness perfection. These niggas perplexing like witness protection. Get whole new identities. Then start rapping, but what happened to the real you? I used to get self-conscious around real gangsters, and I still do. Find peace with the audience you appeal to. Be yourself, living your truth. Niggas will feel you. Embrace hunger. What don't make you stronger will kill you. The pain will build you. God'll heal you. Don't make your moves off a dollar bill. It's not as fail-proof as say following your heart that way. Long as you have faith, the path pays tenfold. Me, I chose rapping over class A tempos. Back when rappers still was trying to pass they demos to A&R reps. I was dubbing Sally Mae, not paying off debts. Through the toughest alleyways, we would pray that our steps were protected by the Lord. Cause what I witnessed had all my niggas staying silent like that's none of our business. I'm in desperate need of commas like a run-on sentence. Shit. Like a run-on sentence. I'm trying to see greener pastures, cause preteens are blasters. Not a lot of talking, but the gun's long-winded. No strap on my body, I'm an unarmed menace. I'm an unarmed menace. New York, New York. New York, New York.
DJ Glue.
Desert Storm, Storm. DJ Clue, DJ Clue. To the storm, nigga, nigga.
Okay, that was cool transition. Yeah, the end of that song, I liked a lot of what he was talking about. I feel like he was um speaking a lot almost on like well he said he's a unarmed menace, which I thought that was clever, but almost like kind of like speaking on he was kind of speaking on like fear, and I liked how he was kind of referencing how rappers used to, have to make a demo tape to pass to an A&R at a record label to try to get signed and try to get on, and he was, kind of talking about his struggles and seeing things happen out on the streets, and what do you say? I hope God is, something, with the each step we take, we hope God's watching. And I like how he, kind of referenced just kind of like being in the streets and being scared moving through there, like him and his bros being like, "Well, that's not our business." I like, the what do you say, the preteens will blast you or something like that, which is dark, but does happen in some areas, unfortunately. And I like kind of the way he approach that, like, it's scary. Didn't, I moved through that environment differently than some other people, you know, have and would. And yeah, I mean, I think he did a great job on that track. 99 build freestyle. Looks like that is the last track. 99 build, I'm gonna assume um this is in reference to like a created player like Madden 2K type deal, unless I feel like you'd have the little apostrophe if it was like a 1999 build and like reference to like a car or something. So I'm going like 2K created player. So my anticipation is for him to go crazy on this last track.
DJ Glue.
Shit, nigga. Yeah. I orbit the earth whenever I'm recording a verse. When I'm ready to drop, said he gon' report on it first. Play my album for the corpse in a hearse. It's so live, the flow can make the rigor mortis on a mortal reverse. These niggas reckless, trying to disrespect the Lord of the church. Get disconnected from your sources like the court at your birth. I'm from an alternate dimension, I got lost inside of this one. Now I'm walking around and looking for a portal that works. But all of the perks around me make it harder to search. The tormented poet, I know I'm making more than I'm worth. At one time, my neck and wrist was having so much ice. You think I'm getting dudes deported to a border and turf. These niggas swear they doing numbers, but it's more to the story. You bust it down, it's by the streams and kids ordering merch. When niggas hate, it's like a blessing in the form of a curse. I've been anointed since a quarter, water slaughtered my thirst. Songbirds wanna swallow my girth, I'm off the market. If life was
Okay, that's a crazy. Swanbirds want to swallow my girth. Okay, that's a interesting way to phrase that. He's definitely, killing it with the rhyme schemes, saying things that are, for the most part pretty clever, get you disconnected like the chord at your birth. Um, he had the wrist and ice line and the deportation line. I don't know how tasteful that is with all that's going on right now. Could have maybe done without that one, but he's killing it. He's just going crazy. He's just talking his talk.
It's truly a movie, God is the art department. The only way of describing this way that I'm rhyming is picture Jeffrey Dahmer walking a carcass across the carpet. The Marshall Falk of the roster with all-star offense. Outside of the music, I'm as cool as your water faucet. I stay to myself, I ain't talkative. Y'all taught me not to have a heart-to-heart with a monster. They all too heartless.
That was interesting. I'm the Marshall Falk of an all-star offense. If y'all don't know, um, the greatest show on turf was what they called the Rams back in like 99, 2000, kind of that like Kurt Warner, they had Torrey Holt. Um who was the other wide receiver that they had that was really good? Torrey Holt for sure. And then there was another really good receiver they had on top of Kurt Warner, and then Marshall Falk in the backfield. But like I think Marshall Falk was like the best player. He probably was a 99 on Madden, so maybe that's what he's referencing because Marshall Falk was, like a fantastic running back at that time, and they had won the Super Bowl over the Tennessee Titans in '99, and then got very close to winning another one the next year against the Patriots when Tom Brady won his first one. So I thought that was a cool reference. Um, yeah, he's talking.
Like the skeletons of these fellas locked in the closet. I smelt it from the jump cause it felt too awkward around it. I fell back. My dog in heaven pushing Hellcats would tell you from the beginning. I wonder how could I dodge it.
So that was interesting, because he was talking about skeletons in the closet. I fell back. I don't know if that's a reference to like Diddy or Jay-Z or possibly Drake. Going face to face with a monster. I'm assuming that was maybe in reference to I believe him and Puff got into a altercation, in like 2013, 2014, something like that. Maybe that's what he was referencing, but the skeletons in the closet kind of distances himself from people. Thought that was an interesting line, and I probably shouldn't have thrown Jay-Z's name in there with Diddy and Drake. And you really shouldn't throw Drake's name in there with Diddy. Just like Jay-Z had that accusation, which got dropped, and looked like it was false from everything I read, and the accuser had thrown out false accusations in the past. I'm getting a little off on a tangent, because I feel bad for throwing Jay-Z's name in that. I'm gonna assume he's referencing Puff or somebody like Puff in that song, in that line. I just thought it was an interesting line. Really caught my ear.
The beef ain't real, so it ain't no reason to squash it. The game ain't neither, so it's easy for me to pause it. With one verse, I disassemble narratives. Your theories get killed. The murder weapon with superior skill. Selling drugs to your stereo. Sincerely, it feels like overdosing off a myriad of various pills. You're not alone when you experience ethereal thrills. Even niggas burning in hell when they hear me get chills. I'm a 99 bill from the Ville, signing mighty fine deals. The shares total was 95 mil. So why do I still grind like I'm trying to retire? My mom's out the post office. For St. John's to the league like I'm Mohawkless. Unloaded a whole cartridge on foes who wholeheartedly oppose the chosen one that rose like the golden sun in the morning to give light to even those that shun. Rays from the flows radiate the globe, melting snow on this frozen tundra. Known as the rap game that's been overcome with loads of marketing plans based on randomly dissing and hating on the next man. I understand, imagine working hard as you can on this album you plan, hoping it charges your brand. But as soon as you drop it, the world's ignoring again. Got you wondering why till you start to notice the trend. Drama enhances the attention brought to the fans on popular channels. So you wanna hop on a band, wagging a battle, rapping and throwing shots in a jam. I had my chance, but I dropped it, which means that my only option's to do the opposite then. Lead with the skill, nigga. If hip-hop is back, JID should chart platinum. Anything less than that, it means y'all capping. The fall off is dropping 2-6, stop asking. I wanna thank God, cause I almost lost passion. Thought that I was finished, then it all start crashing. Made me remember why niggas start rapping. I'm pissed cause the Knicks coulda hired Mark Jackson. I'm hype Mike Jordan, just start broadcasting. And all the old rappers getting bags podcasting. It's beautiful.
hip hop, hip hop.
DJ Clue, to the storm.
Okay, that was Birthday Blizzard. He said a lot of interesting things down the stretch of that track. I think some people are going to take the dissing as a promotional means as like a Kendrick diss, but um, I don't think he's referencing that. I think he's referencing kind of the copycats that have happened since then, because obviously when Kendrick dropped GNX, it didn't go away. He performed at the Super Bowl. He had a very long number one with Luther. Another number one was Squabble Up. TV Off was obviously a big cultural moment. So I think what he's referencing there is, I think he's probably at least alluding to Joey Badass's rollout on his album. You know, he started last year. Actually, it was like right around this time with the first song where he was kind of dissing the West Coast, and then he got in kind of that back and forth with Rayvon and Daylight, and Reason had jumped in briefly because his name got mentioned by Joey, but unfortunately, as fun of a moment as that was, that beef really wasn't real. There was no hatred really coming from either side, so it really felt like, I don't know, they were just battle rapping to battle rap, which was fun. It was cool. We got some good songs out of it, but it wasn't the same as like Drake and Kendrick, obviously, because there was real beef between them guys. They did not like each other. But unfortunately, when Joey Badass finally dropped his album after all that, and he also took several shots at Kendrick throughout the whole entire process, and I think was hoping Kendrick would diss him back, and that would boost his profile a little bit before his album. But Kendrick didn't respond. I do expect Kendrick at some point to say something about it, but Kendrick moves mysteriously and doesn't like to make a whole ton of appearances and pop up on different songs. He just, it's usually out of nowhere, but I would assume the next album he has, or maybe one of the features on like the Keem album or something. If there's rumored to be like at least two, maybe three Kendrick features on the Keem album. So, I'm kind of expecting at least like a line kind of acknowledging it, which I mean, there's some allusion to it on a Good Credit with Playboy Cardi, where he said, I would, say fuck you too, but the list is full. That was kind of, some people are saying, was in reference to Joey Badass. But anyways, Joey Badass kind of went the diss route as a promotional means, and his album didn't sell well at all. Like, I want to say it did like 20,000 copies first week, which really isn't good. It might have even done less than that, honestly. I think it did less than that. And for him, how deep he is into his career, Joey Badass has been around since 2011, 2012, when he made that, was 1999 mixtape, and unfortunately that didn't work out for him. So I think that's more what J. Cole's referencing, but he I like that J. Cole made the line, like I backed out, so I can't go that route anymore. So I got to lead with the skill, which was exactly what I was hoping for going into this mixtape. Was he was just focused on the bars. He wasn't trying to diss anybody. He's saying I'm the most skilled. And he's trying to say he's the best rapper. Like I said before this video started, I don't think he's the best rapper, but I'm just trying to listen to him be the best J. Cole. Um, I'm not thinking about where does he rank on my list, unless he continually, forces me to think about it. And maybe the fall off will be so good that he moves up to number one for me. But after everything we saw from Kendrick in terms of last year, proving what he could do not only lyrically but also commercially. Unfortunately, I feel like, J. Cole's a little bit like, I think he's got better bars than Kendrick, but I don't think he's a better songwriter and doesn't tackle concepts as interestingly. And I think, like, if Kendrick wanted to, he could, get pretty close with the bars. And like, I don't know, I just think Kendrick's more interesting of a writer. But you could definitely make an argument that J. Cole's got the more like clever punchline. That's the word I'm looking for, like punchlines. I think J. Cole's got the better punchlines, and he compounds the rhymes a little bit better. But I think aside from that, I think Kendrick does just about everything else better, including, dissing. Um, and he's just, at this point, more commercially successful than J. Cole. And then obviously, Drake, on the other hand, I don't think he's. I think he ranks third lyrically amongst the three, but he's obviously the most commercially successful of the three. So it always just kind of felt like, if you're ranking them based off of lyrics, you would have J. Cole at number two. And if you were ranking based off of uh like commercial success, you would probably have J. Cole sitting at three. But there was a time, probably before GNX, honestly, where you might say J. Cole is the more commercially successful artist, like before all the diss records and stuff. But honestly, not really, because Kendrick already had like Damn, songs like Humble, Loyalty, Love, um, the Bad Blood remix. So he had a lot of commercial success even before all that had happened. And J. Cole, still, is very commercially successful. But this has me excited so far. I think, my hope is he's kind of getting some of this discussion out of his system. Like, he's just talking about it, trying to, you know, speak on it now, so that way the fall off doesn't have to be all about that situation. Maybe he continues to talk about it even more on the fall off, but I'm expecting him to tackle different concepts, and that's what has me most excited. Was, he had this two track two where he was, rapping his life in reverse. So I'm hoping that's the kind of songwriting I'm talking about in terms of like Kendrick and his creativity. Like, J. Cole has the potential to show he could do that just as good, if not better, on this album if he has more songs like this two track two. And I'm just curious to see what he has to say, what he's talking about. Like I said, I'm expecting It's a Boy to come out maybe tomorrow, or what day is it? Is it Monday? Tuesday? Okay, it's Tuesday, so maybe like Thursday night, Friday, when the normal releases come out. That would be interesting if we got more bars from that. This was definitely worth the dollar I paid for it. Um, I don't know if I spoke on this. I kind of just recently started doing reaction videos. I have a reaction to the IDK album. IDK is a rapper. If you're unaware, I have that dropping this week. I'm gonna try to take some time this week to react to some more Tame Impala. Tame Impala, I did a reaction to one of their albums. Somebody had requested it, did another one. Two more people requested more Tame Impala. So far, I've only heard two Tame Impala albums, liked what I've heard. So I am very excited to review even more Tame Impala's stuff. And then, it's just waiting on the fall off. If we get anything in between, definitely react to those things. But I appreciate y'all taking the time to stick with me. Yeah, thank you.